We'll be moving around the room a bit, and at which point I just want one chair per person. So we'll wait another couple of minutes to see who else comes, and but once we begin, we'll make sure that there are no chairs, no superfluous chairs. Come on in.
I usually sit on
You can have them on. So before we end, I'll be giving you my card and various things like that, so you can go to my website, and I'm just in the process of posting my toolboxes, so they're not all up there yet, but I hope that will help with that. Who was the one just before Jordy? I just had a half-formed thought. No? Okay. It'll form itself maybe. Anybody else? Yes.
What to do with my natural response of anger?
That's a really important one. That's a good one. I know what it was. It was actually something that you said about confirming what I think I know already. That is one of the things that's so important for something like this. When you've already got some ideas that are beginning to percolate up inside of you, you're beginning, to connect the dots. But then when somebody mirrors it back to you, you think, oh, okay, I'm not alone. I'm not out to lunch. I've got maybe some ideas here that are viable. Anybody else?
I have trouble focusing on things. There's a lot of noise, so I'd like to develop a skill to filter out a lot of the noise that's happening, so that selecting the tools and the analysis that's appropriate is bang on.
Yeah.
Strategy
That's so good to have the kind of filters that will help you decide this is what's appropriate. This is not going to work here.
Yeah.
myths and misconceptions on, nonviolence approach.
Misconceptions on nonviolence.
Is that right?
Is there something that comes to mind in particular? Can we just pull the circle around so that it does maybe leave one little spot here for me too? In fact, if you come over here, then I can have a little bit of background.
Personal life, couples. Sometimes I'm not expressing it to my wife that I really like to my wife, but I want an outsider thing to do some job. But she wants me some verbal expression that I like her, I'm thankful to her, I keep this because of her, this and that. So although it is, I'm not expressing, but it is in my heart, how I can communicate this thing, because it makes some conflict also. So how it could be resolved?
Okay. You'll notice that what I've called it, the whole title I think is From the Kitchen to the Commons, from the boardroom to from the battlefield. Right, exactly. Thank you. So, and I'm using words like that very intentionally besides the alliteration, is to give you a sense of the applicability of the tools. So that I have a single toolbox. And, with various, with my own filters to figure out which ones are going to be most appropriate. But they are the kinds of tools that are applicable. The ones I'll be using today, I also use in South Sudan, and Mindanao, and Colombia, and Iraq, and wherever. So, so what do those things all have in common? Human beings, right? We're all human beings, and the conflicts that we experience exist along a continuum. But we all have that common humanity. So one set of tools is actually highly usable. We're going to talk about that a little bit more later, but we'll leave it at that. So, is there anybody who has any mobility issues that you want us to be aware of?
Disabilities, you mean?
Pardon?
Disabilities?
Mobility. We're going to be moving around the room a bit.
Yes. No, I understand that. What you meant is if somebody cannot physically move.
Yes, right.
On mobile, is there going to be fast music? Or just...
No music. It's
I'm good.
okay. Yes.
I have bad arthritis.
Okay, all right. So that just means when we move, we're not going to rush, we're not going to tear, we're going to be non-violent. Okay, so that's good to know.
and stand up for a few minutes and come
Feel
back.
free to do that, you're very welcome to do that. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is, we're going to talk about this big wind that's going to blow through the room any second now. And so what you're going to do, we should say that. So what I'd like you to do is, and what I'm going to demonstrate to you right now, I'm going to pick up the first card on this pile, and it says the big wind blows. Let's say the big wind blows for all of those wearing blue today. So if you are wearing blue, and we can practice nonviolent movement. So if you are wearing blue, then you'll want to change your seat, okay? So you can't go back to the seat you came from. So you've got blue jeans on, so you might, you don't want to dump your coffee on people or whatever. So good idea to just leave your stuff and you'll find it later, okay? Okay, so if you're blue, if you've got blue, then you sit down. Find another seat. Oh, is that where you were before? Oh, that's close. Okay, so, kind of like musical chairs, isn't it? So, what you will do is begin this and read the first card. And so, if that applies to you, then you change seats. If it doesn't, you just stay where you are. Okay? So, we will move with respect for those who prefer that we don't, charge across the room. But you do want to find a seat, or you're stuck in the middle. Okay? Yep. Mm-hmm. And then just toss it.
Okay. The big wind blows for all those who have never done a workshop like this before.
Anything to do with robot?
Yeah. So I just put it on pause.
Just throw it. The wind blows. Right. Here we go. Okay, find a seat. Go. Go. All right.
The big wind blows for all those who have never experienced conflict.
Hey, good. Hey, that's good. You have no idea. Honestly, I've never done this where everyone has remained seated. So good on you. There's always at least one person who says, I have never experienced conflict before. So, of course, as a good trainer, we want to put this person in the middle of the room and say, okay, you're in charge. You obviously have got this down, this skill down so well that you're going to teach all of us. So anyways, good. All right, why don't you, since you're still there, why don't you just toss that one and go for the next one too?
The big wind blows for all those who play a musical instrument.
For all those who play
This one?
Oh, that's awesome.
The big wind blows for for all those who were born in Canada.
all those born in Canada.
The big wind blows for all those who speak more than one language.
And you're right.
You must be there, everybody's running.
The big wind blows for all those who are parents of children.
No.
We didn't even play if I got other
Oh, it's okay, that's a reward.
The big wind blows for all those who are children of parents.
Who was immaculate conception?
Did anybody stay in their seat?
But whether they're alive or not, they're the
Right.
second coming
Yep.
of Jesus.
Okay.
The big wind blows for all those who remember the day the music died. Oh.
Oh, hey. That's
The day
These are all the.
the music died. American. Oh. So,
American
who
Pie,
died?
music.
When did they die? How did they die? Who moved? You moved? Okay, who died? The day the music died.
Miss American Pie, Buddy Holly.
Buddy Holly. Right. What year was it?
54. I just kidding. 58.
Who else died?
Wasn't it, the Big Boss?
The Big Bopper. And one more.
Oh, La Bamba.
Excellent. Well done for people who are clearly do not remember the day the music died.
Wasn't the big thing too with him was he almost didn't die because he flipped a coin with like another musician.
That's right, I got it.
And
That's
he-
right. And
he got the
plane.
seed.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Over you. Cool. The big wind blows for all those who have not participated in a demonstration. Not.
Not
Yeah.
Not participating.
Yes.
The big wind blows for all those who have been arrested.
arrested.
Oh.
Criminals, I see guys.
We got arrested together. Didn't we?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. The big wind blows for all those born into the unipolar world.
Oh, shoot.
What is the unipolar world?
After the fall of the Soviet Union.
What was, yes,
What is it?
After the fall of the Soviet Union.
okay, so,
After what?
okay,
After what fall?
after 1989, so anyone born after 1989?
People were born after 89.
Anyone in this room born after
No
1989?
babies.
I had children after 89.
No.
I became a grandmother after 89.
Anyone?
You were born after 89.
87.
Okay, all right.
Just made it.
The big
The big wind blows for all those who voted in the May federal election.
no freaking way.
Great, everyone's got a seat. Thank you. That was great. In a bit, we're going to unpack that. But right now, what I would like you to do is to find somebody else whom you do not know. The less you know, the better. If you can find a couple of total stranger, that would be great. So go over and sit next to that person, go around the circle, find someone you don't know, and then sit together. These two. Okay, you two are, right, okay, you two.
That's three.
And we have, oh, you're gonna be three, okay, all right.
My wife should be here any minute. We'll have a partner for you.
Okay, great. So what I would like you to do, I'd like you to actually stand and face one another. Thank you very much for your adaptability here. And you can go anywhere in the room. You can go anywhere in the room. You don't have to stay in the circle.
I will. It's stand outside.
Anywhere in this one. So before you exchange any information with one another, I want you to stand and look at one another. And what I want you to be doing is to think, okay, I think that you're about this old. I think you're probably doing this kind of job. I think you're probably from somewhere else. I think you probably are straight.